Saxophones, in this video we're going to take a look at the song Lightly Row, which is on page 3. You should have already gone through the notes and the tonal patterns at the top of page 3 so that you're ready and prepared for the patterns you're going to see in this song. This song, if you remember, we talked about the time signatures. So you'll notice here that your time signature is 2-4, which means there's 2 counts in a measure. As we look at this song, we're only going to count to 2. 1, 2. And then we'll start a new measure. So as we practice this song, we're going to use a couple different practice techniques. We'll use our count, say, finger, play. We'll also use our chunking strategy of doing one piece and then another piece. So let's go through the counting together. Like I said, there's only 2 different patterns because of our 2-4 time signature. So either you're going to have a measure where you're going to go 1, 2, or you're going to have a measure where you're going to hold 1, hold the note for 2 counts. So that makes it pretty easy to keep up with the counting here. Okay, so count this with me. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, off. So that's the counting. Pretty straightforward, which makes it kind of nice. So let's look now at the notes and the fingerings and playing on the first line, and then we'll do the second line separately. So on the first line, you have to look at those notes and say, okay, well, what are these notes here? Well, again, we're skipping around here. So we start here on the note D, but then the second note is a B. So we're going to go D, B, B. Then here this is a C, but then it goes down to an A. C, A, A. Then we're going to go in sequence G, A, B, C, D, D, D. So let's say those notes together. Point to them in your music and say them with me, okay? Ready? Go. D, B, B, C, A, A. G, A, B, C, D, D, D. So those are the letters we're going to say. Now, let's try that. Sing those letters one more time. Ready? Go. D, B, B, C, A, A, G, A, B, C, D, D, D. So those are the letters. Now we do our fingers, and this is again where you have to have the comfort with changing those fingers. So D, all the fingers in your thumb, to B, one finger. D, B, B, try that movement. D, B, B, make all your fingers move at once. D, B, B, then we're going to go to C, A, feel that movement. C to A. Then G, A, B, C, D, we're just moving one finger at a time. Okay, so let's try moving our fingers and doing that in the rhythm of the song here. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. D, B, B, C, A, G, A, B, C, D, D, D. Okay, how did you do? Let's try it again. Get those fingers moving. Ready, go. D, B, B, C, A, G, A, B, C, D, D, D. Let's try playing that. Make sure our notes start with ta. No cheeks puffing. Bottom lip flat over the teeth here. 1, 2, ready, go. Okay, try it again. Hopefully you were able to keep up with me on that. 1, 2, ready, go. So that's our first line. You might need to practice that first line a little bit to get better at it, and then you can go on to the second line. Now, when you start looking at the second line, you're going to notice that the second line starts out just like the first line. You say, okay, well, my notes here, D, B, B. Wait a minute, that's just like what I had up here. And then C, A, that's just like what I had up here. But this ending's different. Here we have the skip. So on the second line, every note is skipping, whereas here we had these notes going in sequence. Here, every note we skip around, okay? So G to B to D, D, and down to G, okay? So let's say these notes together. Ready? Go. D, B, B, C, A, G, B, D, D, G. That's how those notes are going to go. Okay? So let's try fingering those notes together. Getting these different movements. Ready? Go. D, B, B, C, A, G, B, D, D, G. Now it's going to take a little bit of practice because it takes some coordination. And one of the things I want you guys to get out of the lesson this week is another practice strategy that you need to have is the idea of goals, that you're working towards a goal. And so if you're having trouble changing your fingers on that second line, you say, I'm going to practice that second line. I'm going to get better at that. And at the end of your practice time, being able to say, I got better on changing my fingers on that second line. Each time you practice, try to have something that you're working towards. So let's try that again. Get your fingers to move together. Ready? Go. D, B, B, C, A, G, B, D, D, G. Try playing that with me. 1, 2, ready, go. That's the second line. Okay, let's try that one more time. Ready, go. So that's the second line. Now let's put the first line and the second line together. 1, 2, beginning, go. Practice that. It'll take some work, but you can get it. And as you practice with count, say, finger, play, as you practice little chunks and put them together, as you practice with a goal and you work towards accomplishing, improving a certain aspect, you're going to get better and better. So good luck on that song.